Hello again, and welcome to My Heroes. I'm Pildas. Today we're going to talk about Elliott Erwitt. Elliott Erwitt was an early hero of mine. He passed away last November at the age of 95. He was born in Paris to Russian parents and grew up in Italy before immigrating to the United States in 1939, the year that I was born. In his early 20s, he moved from LA to New York City, where he met Steichen, Capra, and Roy Stryker. They helped him start his career. Elliott then became a member of Magnum in 1953. Erwitt's photos are well known and often funny. He loved taking pictures of dogs, and he loved making books. He made it a point to seek out the unusual and absurd. Elliott was a big influence on me. He taught me to be ready for the unexpected, not to plan too much, and that content is very important, and to take pictures of everything that interests me. Let's look at some of his iconic photographs. This first picture of a child on the back of a bicycle was taken for the Tourist Bureau in France, and it was a commercial job that later became a very famous photograph and now is considered a fine arts photograph. It's really the composition very central focused. It's just very popular. The next picture up is also a commercial picture because Elliott was a commercial photographer and working in advertising, along with taking pictures for himself. So this photograph is really a nod to Bresson's picture of somebody jumping over a puddle. This is also a picture that's set up, and it was a commercial photograph, probably tourism for Paris again, and a wonderfully composed photograph. It has all of the right elements, like romance, the guy leaping, the Eiffel Tower in the background. So this has also become a fine arts photograph and really a wonderful image. Now let's look at some of Elliott's dog pictures. This picture is really a famous photograph of Elliott's, a dog picture of a Chihuahua, a Great Dane, and a woman walking her dogs, probably in Central Park. I'm not 100% sure where it was, but everybody knows this picture and they love it. And it's very humorous. Elliott was into taking pictures that were humorous. Let me continue with another dog picture, probably on the steps of a brownstone in New York City. Really very funny, of these two bulldogs. One bulldog sitting on the lap of a woman, I believe, on the stairs there, so that the one bulldog becomes the head of the person sitting there. Really laughable picture. Not only because those bulldogs are funny looking, but because of the juxtaposition of where the dog is sitting. We can continue with another funny picture that isn't about dogs, but a typical street photo from Elliott Erwitt, and because he also influenced me as a street photographer. And here this picture is taken in Germany of this hand pointing to the back of a guy who's walking away, taken just at the correct moment where the guy is in full stride. And, the finger is pointing at the guy, and the guy is using his index finger to pick his nose. So it's a very funny picture. Again, humor conquers all. Back to dogs. Another really well-known photo of this dog jumping up in the air. I'm not 100% sure of where it is. It doesn't really matter whether it's in Paris, one of the favorite cities of Elliott Erwitt to take pictures in, but I'm just laughing looking at the picture. So it's a very funny photo. Back to another street photo of Erwitt's in it, and another well-known picture of the lost persons area where these people who are looking to be found, and so a woman there is lost with her child, I guess waiting for her husband or somebody to come and find her. And the other two people are standing on the bench looking to see if they can find the person who lost them. I often take pictures in the museum because I think it's fun to see people interacting with the art. In this case, we have a funny picture of a clergyman looking at a nude picture of a male, and probably a museum guard standing off to the right. But it's framed just wonderfully, and you have to imagine what the clergyman is thinking. You know, that's up to you in your fantasy. Is he really interested in the sculpture, or what else? Back to dogs. And I own the book of Dogs by Elliott Erwitt. If you don't own it, I would say go get this book on dogs by Elliott Erwitt. It's really a wonderful book and very entertaining. So here's a group of 5 or 6 dogs in the back of a pickup truck, I guess, or a camper, and they're just itching to get out and run around in the fields there. And then I have this last photo of another dog image. And the last photo is a picture of a Macy's, I guess, Christmas parade or Easter parade. So they have all these balloons that are going down Fifth Avenue. And Elliott is in the building across from this, and it's a picture of a dog going by a building, a window. He also has pictures of himself looking out of a window and taking pictures from that location as these balloons go by. One of his famous pictures is of Snoopy going by. So those are the pictures that I have today of Elliott Erwitt. And now I'll show you a few pictures of mine that have to do with animals, not all dogs. Even though I take pictures of dogs, I take pictures of other animals too, and have a very large collection of animal pictures dating back probably 50 years. So I would say I have hundreds and hundreds of pictures. Let's have a look at those. The first one, I would say, is a picture that I took at the San Diego Zoo. It's a picture of seals in the pool, but it's also a picture of shadows. So we have these shadows looking at the seal, and the seal has a shadow. Wonderful picture of the water, kind of reminiscent of David Hockney's paintings, but the shadows also are the same shape as the seals. So this is an interaction between, I guess, the shadows and the seal. Then we have a second picture, a dog picture. And this dog picture is, I got lucky here and it's always good to be prepared. So I was there taking pictures of this cow on wheels in front of a butcher shop. And I just got lucky that the dog was going to run across the street in front of me, and the dog turned and noticed me taking pictures at the same time as he was crossing. So all I had to do was click the shutter, waiting for the decisive moment. Next up is a picture taken on Hollywood Boulevard, probably more recently, sometime in the 90s, I believe, and it's a mural of Alfred Hitchcock with birds on his shoulder from the picture, birds. And I call this picture with the raven on his shoulder. The dogs are they're in a hunting position. And then we have a guy in the corner exiting the picture. One of my favorite pictures, just to show you that I have a lot of animal pictures. This is a strange picture taken in 1994. People trying to lasso a steer. Now the body of the steer is just a hay bale, and then they've got a wooden head on there. And these guys are all lined up, and they're taking turns trying to lasso this fake cow or steer. And then the last picture, one of my favorites, called this picture was taken in Beverly Hills more recently, and I guess in the last few years. And this is called Dog on Photog. And this guy was stopped at a light. I saw the dog looking out of the window. I ran up and took a picture. The bottom half of the dog is me. I'm in the red shirt with a black vest. And then there's people looking at what I'm doing, and even another person whom I don't know taking a picture of me, taking a picture of the dog. Those are some of my animal pictures. And I have hundreds and hundreds of animal pictures. They're not pets. They're just how people and society has a relationship with animals and what that relationship is. Sometimes people are wearing furs. Sometimes it's in a butcher shop or in a market where they're selling animals. Sometimes it's animals in advertisements. Sometimes it's pets. But I have so many pictures, I'm not sure of what to do with them, but I'm open for suggestions. If you got any ideas of what to do with lots of animal pictures, please drop me a line. Tell me what you think. I enjoy getting comments. And that's it for today. And I'll see you next week. I'm looking forward to it. See you then.